Hello and welcome to my channel. I hope you're having a great day and you are ready to go for some great writerly advice. Today I am going to continue the series of portraying men in crime fiction with how to portray a male villain. I've already done a video on female villains. You can check that out. The link is in the description, but make sure to check it out after this video is done, of course. So, without further ado, let's get right down to the topic of today's video, shall we? Yes, of course we shall. So, remember, with all male villains, whether male or female or whatever, you need to have them layered and not two-dimensional, or in other words, don't make your villains a carpenter's dream by being flat as a board. But for male villains, let's start with number 1. The gentleman criminal. This does not necessarily mean he holds the door open for ladies and lets them always go first, although you could have him do that if you want. It's your story. But he could be charismatic and polished. The neatly trimmed hair and beard, the perfectly tailored three-piece suits. This guy is outwardly respectable, which makes his crimes harder to track. Possibly because nobody would ever believe that a pillar of the community would ever be involved in any type of criminal activity. And that's why the cops may not focus on him first until there's no other one who could have done it. This will make his crimes all the more shocking when he is revealed as the villain. Shocking to the reader as well as everyone else in the story. An example of this could be a philanthropist who runs a human trafficking ring. You can put a sympathetic layer to this by having him use the profits from his criminal empire, at least some of them anyway, to fund hospitals, scholarships, or otherwise protect his neighborhood from possibly even worse predators. The twist to this is he sees himself as more morally sound than the police who take bribes while he protects his people. Number 2. The morally justified villain. This could be a vigilante like my anti-hero Melissa in my Catch or Be Caught Vigilante Justice series, or somebody who believes they are righting a wrong or serving up justice when the system failed. Twisted logic in a way, but he is internally consistent. This could be a vigilante cop who stages accidents for criminals who beat the system on a technicality. Maybe. Your sympathetic layer to this could be maybe he lost someone to a broken justice system, like maybe his child was murdered or something along those lines, and he takes the law into his own hands. Readers will get his rage even if they don't necessarily agree with his methods of bringing justice, because after all, he might accidentally kill an innocent person. Anyway, the twist or subversion to this is he inspires others to agree with him and maybe take action. You see this in the Charles Bronson movie Death Wish, and people start to question who the real villain is. Maybe. Number 3. The obsessive. This man is consumed by one idea, person, or his vendetta. This is like Khan in Star Trek II with the original series cast. His tunnel vision leads him to cross some lines others wouldn't. An example of this could be a celebrity stalker who actually believes he's in a relationship with the celebrity he's infatuated with. Maybe. Possible sympathetic layer to this, if there's a possibility of doing that, would be his obsession stems from loneliness, or some deep-seated insecurity, or maybe childhood neglect. Your subversive twist could be the obsession might not be with a person. It could be with solving the same murder as the cops, but his methods are brutal and, well, stuff we might not want to talk about in order to not get the video banned. Anyway, number 4, the ordinary man who snaps. This was something like the Michael Douglas movie, Falling Down. He was not a career criminal, but someone who felt he was pushed too far and turns violent. This can be quite chilling due to the ordinary everyman quality to him at the start of the story. An example of this is a laid-off worker who kills his boss and stages the crime scene to look like a robbery. A sympathetic layer is perhaps he was pushed to the brink by crushing debt, which was from no fault of his own. Maybe there was exploitation or betrayal involved in here somewhere. Your subversive twist could be that he's not a villain in the traditional sense. He's horrified by what he's done, but can't get himself out of the hole he's dug for himself. And he keeps going deeper and deeper and deeper. Perhaps he never heard of the theory that when you find yourself in a hole, first thing to do anyway, is stop digging. Maybe. Number 5, the puppet master. This guy rarely, if ever, gets his own hands dirty. He gets others to do his bidding through fear and manipulation. This villain is a gang leader who never commits the actual crimes, at least not since he became the leader, but orchestrates everything from high up in his ivory tower or maybe down in his bunker. To create a sympathetic layer for this man, he grew up powerless and abused. He was a bullied child in school and vowed never to be in a position of weakness again, and he built his life around that vow. Maybe. To twist this up, he sees his manipulation as teaching others to survive without seeing that what he's doing is creating even more monsters, and maybe some of them were worse than him. Number 6, the charming psychopath. This man is friendly, funny, and seductive. Men want to be him. Women simply want him. But his charm is a mask that hides that he is remorseless and cruel beyond anything anyone has seen before since Stalin and Hitler. Make this guy a local politician, maybe, who hides his sadistic crimes behind a veneer of, I'm a man of the people. It might be hard to do a sympathetic layer on this, but let's try it anyway. With the charm that maybe it isn't fake. He maybe truly does enjoy people, but he is isolated due to his inability to feel love. A twist to this is he has enough self-awareness to know that what he's doing is wrong, but he either doesn't care or he tries to mimic normal morality and slips into violence when he gets frustrated. Number 7. The fallen hero. This man was once noble, a soldier or cop, who wanted to serve his society and make it a better place. But he got warped by trauma, corruption, or greed, and suffers the tragic fall. Make him a cop who was a decorated detective, who sold information to the mafia. You can create some sympathy for him by having him at one time truly believing in justice. But something happened along the way, a loss or traumatic incident, shattered his faith. To be twisty with this, have him still believe that he's serving the greater good, but instead of operating within the law, he is using criminal means. This could be whacking neighborhood drug pushers to keep drugs away from children. Maybe. Would be a way to do it. Anyway, number 8. The intellectual villain. This man is cold and calculating. He is emotionally detached from his crimes and the damage they do. He thinks of his crimes as a puzzle game or game of strategy, outsmarting the authorities for as long as possible. You could make him a university professor, perhaps, who uses his students in his schemes. A somewhat sympathetic layer, his emotional detachment is a defense mechanism. He suffered some trauma and now sees life as meaningless and his criminal activity as an experiment, maybe. Possibly. To subvert this, have your villain truly respect the protagonist. He's seeking a friendship with him, maybe. Kind of like I saw that in the first Samuel L. Jackson and Bruce Willis movie, the superhero one. The number 9, the intimate betrayer. This person is somewhat close to the protagonist, a family member, friend, or mentor whose betrayal hits harder than the crime itself. Make this character a brother who's a drug dealer that the cop protagonist is trying to take down. While it may be hard to sympathize with someone who would betray their own brother, maybe impossible, maybe, who knows, it could have been due to survival, personal survival. That's why he got into being a drug dealer, maybe. The twist you can put on this is he tries to protect the protagonist even while opposing him. As in, this guy won't kill his own brother, and it might make the reader wonder if he's truly the enemy. Maybe. Number 10. You could have the monster in plain sight. This man is outwardly unremarkable, maybe even dull. Neither someone who could qualify for the sexiest man alive, nor someone who you would have to put a ribeye steak around his neck so the dog would play with him. This allows him to go through life unnoticed, which is a definite benefit for a criminal, and he commits his crimes without ever being suspected. He's the quiet neighbor who turns out to be a serial killer. To humanize him, he hates himself for what he did, but can't seem to stop either through compulsion or addiction. Maybe. You put a twist on this by having him hide, not because he's clever, but he doesn't hide, or does hide because deep down he really does want to get caught. The stop me before I do this again type of thing. Maybe. So there you have it, my 10 tips, my 10 great ways to portray a male villain. I hope you enjoyed the video and that it helps you with your writing. You can check out the female villain video in the description. The link is in the description, or it will pop up shortly somewhere around here. So have a great day and a great week. And I will see you all in 7 days. So long, everybody.